You guys can see that, right? Okay. It should show up as live now. Make sure we can hear everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear
Everyone
start
running
copyrighted music
at the same time so no one can understand anything.
Wait, I think I see through Saw's stream. Wait, is that... Dude, that's such a... Actually, that's a cool detail. That's like for my stream. With the icon, like, it pops up, like... That's really cool.
Isn't that just
Yeah, we light up on the bottom.
That's
yeah,
awesome, dude.
Yeah, you guys light up when you talk on my little thing.
I know. We got destroyed last time. Saul had us fucking chopped in half at the end of the stream. Hi, Dario. So obviously, hello. I'm bad at introducing streams. This is why Sherm never has me host Fan Battlecast anymore. Right to the right of me, we have Sherm, the wonderful, beautiful owner of Fan Battlecast.
I own it.
Under him is the wonderful Dark Lore Master. The guy we haven't seen on Fan Battlecast for a while, I think. We have Jobber, the guy who's never appeared on Fan Battlecast.
No, he's debated against me. He debated against me in Starkiller versus Roxas.
Yeah. That was pretty fun, man.
Right.
I held him hostage one time in like the second
one coming
episode.
up as well.
I'm sorry, Saul. Did you say he debated against you in Starkiller versus Roxas, or he got absolutely gobstopped in Starkiller versus Roxas? There's a difference.
He made an attempt to debate.
He did the best he could with the material he was given.
Yeah, I looked at Starkiller, then I looked at Roxas, like, man, this is something. I love both these characters in the matchup, but damn, the debate, it's crazy. Yeah.
Under him is the wonderful Zoro.
Hello.
Picture of Diaboromon versus Cell. And special guest Doc Ock.
Greetings, everyone. No, it's me. Sorry.
Alright, let's just get straight into this.
In this stream themed around teams, who better to have than the leader of a very popular supervillain team?
That is true. That was definitely
we got
my
an expert.
Oh yeah,
that was definitely my
6.
intention, and not just. That's definitely my intention, and not just picking a character I like.
This was not a coincidence in the slightest. This was all planned.
So this first
Everything
one,
is always...
this first one, I'll have to have other people do some heavy lifting because I've never seen a Dedede, nor do I know who Cloak and Dagger are. But I know that Dark Lore knows them and Saul knows them, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is gonna be the one where me and Dark Lore take over.
Yeah, might as well get it out of the way.
Yeah, because funny enough, literally an hour ago, a blog on this released.
Yeah, from the one and only G1 as well.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting one. I think the kind of thematically, it's pretty obvious what these duos are about, even just by looking at them. It's kind of this supernatural romantic couple type deal.
Yeah, one from the guys within the dark, the girls use like light and such, and both their powers complement each other incredibly well.
Yeah, so Cloak and Dagger are a very strange duo to talk about in terms of like power set and stuff, but they're pretty cool, like what they're able to do. Their whole kind of thing is like one of them has like light force, the other has dark force, which lets them do multiple different things. The main thing that Cloak is able to do is that his cloak is able to like pull people in, and it's an entire like dimension inside of his cloak, like an entire dark force. One of the things that he does is like they're chasing a Mr. Negative goon. Like he captures him, Cloak captures him and drops him from the sky. Because he's like in the cloak, and then he like ejects him from the cloak. And then Dagger's entire thing is just being able to conjure light force. She can do like auras, light beams, obviously daggers.
Yeah, she's basically a street tier Green Lantern with her constructs.
Yeah, she can make constructs, like she's made swords, bows, guns, force fields, an entire like suit of armor to beat people up.
Wait, she's street tier?
Yeah, she is very much a street tier. They don't get any high tier scaling.
We found another perfect Deku opponent? That's crazy.
No.
No.
Need him the
Don't
street
say
tears.
straight tears.
The street
I
That's
think-
crazy.
I think one of the good things about this matchup, though, is also it's highly debatable on who wins.
Yeah. I might as well give a little spiel
Yeah.
about Momo and Okarun, despite the fact that more people probably know them. Pretty much within the world of Dandadan, both aliens and ghosts exist, and they're both at odds with humanity as well as each other. It's a big thing, but Momo and Okarun, they get caught in the crossfire of these wars a lot of the time. However, they have really good abilities to take advantage of this. Like Momo, she has psychic powers that she can use to basically grab onto things and then throw them around, or even condense her psychic energy into energy beams that she can use to fire around. While Okarun can manifest the powers of the Turbo Granny, a powerful yokai that can move at over 100 kilometers an hour in order to boost his strength and speed. However, he can only use these powers all out twice before he just gets really exhausted and passes out. And they both have a lot of really cool strategic applications to these abilities that they constantly use in order to outsmart and outplay their opponents.
So it sounds like, I don't know anything about Dandadan, mind you. So it sounds like it's like aliens meets monsters kind of thing?
Yeah, it's basically the idea is a lot of different famous yokai myths within Japan. They're all real, as well as the fact that extraterrestrial life exists. The aliens are trying to invade the Earth, while they struggle to invade the Earth because the yokai are protecting the Earth. So then aliens and yokai get into a lot of fights, as well as aliens trying to abduct humans. I can't fucking talk. As well as ghosts can fight and harm humans if they ever become vengeful spirits. So it's a lot of different stuff that's going on. It's really good though. I highly recommend it.
Now, this Cloak and Dagger, right? Are they in the comics? Are they actually paired together like this? Because I've heard some people say that it's just a Marvel Rivals thing. I've heard some people say it's not.
No, I mean they're not they're not symbiotically linked in Marvel Rivals. They are two completely different individuals.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you tried to separate them, it's kind of like you're nerfing the other by a shit ton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's like having a Ratchet matchup without Clank. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's you could do an Ash Ketchum matchup by himself, but why?
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger, also a lot of their important, all of their important stories are together.
Yeah, they do have times when they're just apart from each other because they're on breaks or whatever, but the whole point is that they eventually do come back to each other because they're a perfect match for each other. Cloak's powers complement Dagger's, and Dagger's complements Cloak's to the point where they basically just they do not work without the other.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. I do like that.
Yeah.
I've been convinced on this, by the way, already. Just saying. Just off your explanations, I'm convinced that this would be an awesome fucking death battle.
Yeah,
To
there's
touch
actually
on
a really cool main theme going on with this because a main theme within Dandadan is the removal of choice. The aliens invading, a lot of their themes is they take away the freedoms or take away the choice that a lot of people have from them. It's beaten over the head a lot of times, while ghosts are kind of people who have had their freedoms or choices taken away, and now they're just left lashing out at the world. It's a big theme, and one of the main points that Dandadan tries to make is that you should always have the choice. And if somebody tries to take away your choices, that's a bad thing. That shouldn't happen. Well, a lot of Cloak and Dagger's rogue gallery or their stories is about the fact that their choices, people's choices get ripped away from them, and you shouldn't do that. So it has that really cool theme about freedom and having your choices ripped away. it's really cool overall. I really like the themes with this matchup that you can explore, especially with like the romantic relationships with them as well.
Is Dandadan good?
Dandadan is really fucking good.
Not
Like,
for everyone, though.
yeah, like it is kind of weird. Like the inciting incident is Okarun having his fucking balls taken away from him.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
it is really, really good. I highly recommend watching it and like giving it a shot because like genuinely it has the ability to like pendulum swing between making you laugh, making you cry, at the drop of a hat. Like genuinely.
To touch on the debate a little bit, I will not spoil the blog at all. What I will say is that the winner of the blog won with 54% of the votes. So just to talk about how close it is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
like
For like,
I think I agree with the blog's winner, but it's like a 50.5 in favor of the winner because like I think that the losers could like pull through a ton of the time. Like, yeah.
Tan said, hello,
Like,
part Portuguese man who looks like DSP's son. First of all, how did you know I was part Portuguese? Have I ever said that?
no,
That's
yeah,
great.
don't you ever.
What the hell?
That's an
Wow, he's got an eye
insane
for
read.
racism. I've got to say that.
Damn.
I'm gonna move on just because we've been on this one for a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
good.
it's mine.
Oh god, this is another one where me and Shu will talk about one. I don't get it.
This is Starro the Conqueror from DC Comics versus When Day Breaks or Daybreaks from SCP. This is one of my all-time favorite matchups. It's so cool. The basic gist of this guy, if you know DC, you've probably seen somewhat of Starro's content.
Want me
He's
to-
a giant...
do you want me to help
Yeah,
you
talk about Starro for a second. What's his cool deal?
Yeah, because I've been reading for Starro. So Starro is a bit, as you can see, is a kind of, he's like an ancient cousin of starfishes. Funny enough, but he's this like billion actually year old starfish who like, his whole thing is, as you can kind of see by the thumbnail, is taking over people's minds. While this has changed continuity to continuity, the kind of consistency nowadays is him putting these starfishes on your face and mind controlling you to his will. And usually when you have a starfish on you, you're like dead. You can't remove it. You're like brain dead. It's horrifying.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
you're all-
Saul. I don't know, Saul. I watched the Suicide Squad. He didn't look that impressive.
Ah,
Yeah,
fair,
yeah,
fair.
Third World
Like, he
country
is-
is able to keep him contained. Like I don't
He
know.
assimilates people.
I don't think he's matching the
Assimilation.
unmatched power of the sun.
He is a very consistent Justice League fighter character. Like his abilities are a lot more than just being able to like mess with people's like minds and stuff. He can do all your regular starfish stuff, so he has like regeneration. He can like change his color and stuff. Like in his first ever appearance, he changes his color to yellow to make Green Lantern unable to hurt him, because that's when Green Lantern can like
Man,
mess
that's
with
a,
people with
that's a
yellow.
troll move right there. Damn.
That is the most evil fucking move
Yeah.
I've ever heard.
He can like absorb radiation. Like one of his first appearance, he comes down to Earth. He turns a bunch of starfishes into other Starros because he's like, these are my distant cousins. I'll use them to take over the world. And they go off and like set off nuclear bombs to absorb the radiation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, why do we want to pair him against this sun-looking guy? When Day Breaks or Daybreak is one of the most iconic and popular SCP stories from the SCP wiki. And the reason I know it's one of the most popular is because the content farms keep making When Daybreak content. So you know that that's the one that gets the views. But When Day Breaks is an event where the sun turns red, and anyone who enters or is caught in the sunlight or has sunlight touch them under this red sun, they melt into a liquidy, fleshy pile of flesh. But this flesh is still sentient and is now part of the sun's hive mind. And these piles of flesh can morph their bodies like Sandman, and they can like grab other people, drag them into the sunlight, and then that sunlight will then turn them into more flesh. When day breaks is because day has broken and is now fundamentally wrong. And there's no escape because even moonlight will get you because it's just reflected sunlight. Why this matchup is really, really cool is because When Day Breaks has also melted anomalies from SCP. This would use the SCP Illustrated continuity for Daybreak. And so it has stuff like it's created giant like kaiju flesh monsters. It's like melted forests into like green flesh and uses that like Hashirama to make like green flesh monsters. It has taken over an SCP Deer God to fight other god tiers in SCP. And it is actually really interesting because the sun is a hive mind like Starro that wants to bring everything under its sense of unity and order. And what's really cool about this is Starro has a perfect counter to start the fight because he can just chill at like the bottom of the ocean where the sun doesn't reach and like send out his drones to try to take over the earth where there's no sun. This whole fight is basically they're trying to both conquer the earth, and Starro is like possessed all the remaining humans and is trying to like organize a way to fight the sun using various methods. You could have Starro like set off nukes to create a nuclear winter to block out the sun. Starro has like spaceships. There's so much you could do.
Yeah, Starro, like, I'll just say some of the stuff that he's been able to do. Just to kind of, he can like teleport people, like during, I love this comic name, Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew. Superman teams up with Captain Carrot, who is the superhero bunny, and Superman just like gets teleported away and binded in chains. Obviously, he's like mentally dominated all types of individuals. He's had like most of the Justice League. He's had like non-humans like Martian Manhunter. So there's a lot you can play into here. It's like he's put all like an entire continent into a sleep and could have done it to the entire planet if he wanted to. He's been able to like duplicate, manipulate technology. Like Sherm said, it's a hive mind. He can absorb other beings' knowledge and communicate telepathically with people. He's insane.
That's also what happens when Daybreak melts someone. They also get their knowledge. So I feel like something very quickly that would happen is that you could either have a Starro drone possess a hunk of flesh in the dark, which would work, and Starro would get Daybreak's knowledge. But if Daybreak melts any of Starro, then they would get Starro's knowledge. So they would just get each other's knowledge. And also, they both have like mind hacks, so there would be like a mental warfare as well. There's so much cool stuff you can do with this.
Question: can the finale be Starro himself taking over the sun?
Potentially.
Arguably, yeah. It depends on how good their mind manipulation and resistances are. Starro is like obviously fighting Justice League members. He's overpowered people's telepathy like Aquaman and Martian Manhunter. So like his telepathy resistance and hacks is busted.
The big question is if Starro can just survive being in the vicinity of the sun without being turned into flesh. That's like the big question.
Yeah.
Because, like, here's the thing. Someone in the comments said, is this just another DC Herald versus an unkillable SCP? We have no evidence that the sun is unkillable. For a DC Herald, star-level durability will not get you very far.
Yeah.
So a win con could just be Starro shooting a laser at the sun and blowing it up. It'd be very hard for Starro to get in position to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Look, if the kill is not Starro himself taking over the sun, then I don't want it.
You know, like when it comes to the SCP sun, like hold on, this might be a nightmare though. Like, remember we had like such problems trying to calc the sun. Remember that, like the SCP sun, we were trying to scale it.
I remember that.
Oh my god!
Me and Jabber and Saul had some issues with figuring out how strong 096's sun feet was.
Dude, I
Oh my
remember
God.
like for the script, I had to like reread the entire chat log like 6 times to make sure I got everything right, and like my soul actually like fucking drained out of my body every time I.
Yeah, that's the general idea behind this matchup.
Dario's asking if it's an actual star. It is like our sun. It's our sun that is turned red.
Yeah,
This
it
is
is like
phenomenal.
like look up in the sky, and then just imagine the sun is red. That's when day breaks.
Day's broken, guys.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite storylines for SCP, honestly.
Yeah, like like the storyline where like 096 gets caught in like daybreak, and then he just runs out and then screams like that.
I
That's
think that's
just
like
like
the
peak
best written
cinema.
096 tale. Like I think it's the best written for his character as well. Like
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's generally the gist behind this one.
yeah. This is a good. I do like this matchup though. It's very unique. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, we get to talk about the sun.
Moving forward,
The
we have 2 Team Rocket
unmatched
matchups.
power of the sun.
I know Team Rocket pretty well. I don't know these 3 pretty well. Has anyone played Splatoon? If not, I'll see if the comment brought up anything.
I have
on this.
I am a huge Splatoon fan, actually.
Oh, thank
so...
you.
All
Who are
right,
they?
good.
But yeah, these
Very good.
are
I don't have to call up my knowledge of Splatoon when I watched a lore video 2 years ago.
yeah.
Like
The folks on the right are Deep Cut. They are both the main idol group from Splatoon 3, taking the role of like being like the splat announcers and announcing what matches are in the rotation, what events are going on for like Splatfest or Salmon runs and whatnot. However, in slight spoilers for the story, they're actually unique among idols in that they're also kind of antagonists during the main campaign. Because hosting the Splat Battlecast is only their day job. Their passion projects are being the most notorious thieves among, the Splatoon world, and they're going around trying to steal the junk that you need in order to build a contraption to get to some space rocket. It's Splatoon. Splatoon lore can get a little crazy, but yeah, I can see the parallels. They're both groups of free, basically thieves that go around, more on the comedic side. And they have a more animalistic mascot buddy that's kind of just there for vibes with Meowth and Big Man.
Hey, big man.
Master Pink says Wobbuffet clears.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. Yeah, and Big Man, he only speaks "ay." Like, he's like, "ay, ay." And they're like, in the game, there's like a text bubble to explain what he's saying, but all that comes out of his mouth is "ay." So I would just... One thing that would be needed in this matchup would be a scene where just Wobbuffet and Big Man are just having a conversation where it's like, "Wabba! Hey! Wabba, wabba! Hey, hey!"
on subtitles too. Like good to understand what they're saying.
How do they fight?
Yeah.
And they're just like saying the most like outrageous things in existence. Like they're just swearing up a storm.
Yeah.
Not even they're swearing. They're having a fucking diss track against each other. A rap battle.
So yeah, how do they fight?
Yeah,
Getting back to the combat, each of them have like designated main weapons that they're that we know of because of the palettes from the side order. Fry, which is the one in yellow, uses a Splatana, which is like a giant chainsaw paint weapon. Shiver uses an ink. I forget the name, but it's like she uses a bow. And Big Man can use a paint bucket, but they also have unique skills because they each have a boss fight. Fry uses a bunch of eels and a cube and can basically like summon out eels to act as homing devices. Shiver rides a giant megalodon shark as a motorcycle and tries to ram you with it. And Big Man just literally turns into the manta ray boss fight from Mario Sunshine. And I don't mean that
finally becomes
metaphorically.
the Big Man?
Like, it's literally the same boss design, same fight, same ink, everything. Like,
I don't think Team Rocket really needs any like real big explanation. They have the 2 members, they do a lot of tricks. They have Meowth, which is kind of a bad Meowth. But they have a bunch of different Pokemon you can give them.
We're throwing
Like
so much shade at my boy.
The-
He fucking
The only- the
Pokemon
only
biology
issue-
in order to riz a girl up, and yet she still turned him down. Okay,
Yes,
he's gone through enough.
Plus,
the
like,
only
He
issue
was
that I
able to
think
defeat an Onyx using only 2 buckets of water. Like, come on.
the only issue that I'm kind of seeing is that I don't see how the Splatoon people play off of like any of the other Pokemon in terms of like if I give in Jesse and James like their entire teams that they've had, I'm not seeing how they play off of like everything because they've had like they've had like Carnivines and Among Us and Gorgeist. I just don't see how they're playing off of any of the Pokemon team members in terms of like a fight dynamic. Like, yeah, I get they can do things themselves, and that's also ignoring like all the mechs that the Team Rocket guys have had over the years.
The fight dynamic is that they can fight. Okay.
Well, also keep in mind that
They can throw hands.
Also keep in mind that, like I said before, Shiver and Fry can summon eels and sharks respectively. So it could be alongside a team fight. It could also be like an animal army fight where they just stick each other's pets at each other.
I have to ask this question.
Truly getting to the roots of Pokemon.
I have to ask this question. Most of their attacks are paint-based. Why do the Splatoon people get harmed by paint? Is it actually harmful, or are they weak to it in a certain way that actually kills them? Because they can cover Jesse James and Meowth in paint, and then what does that do?
Well, have you ever had paint launched at you at Mach fuck? Like, I think that paint going fast enough is going to hurt no matter who you are.
Personally, I haven't, but they can definitely survive that.
Look, there are
how many times those fuckers have gone blasting off, okay?
There are certain bosses that, like, with enough ink charged, or, similar substances, can wipe entire cities off of the Splatoon map world. So, like... Plus, like...
Oh, yeah, I forgot when one guy weaponized the Statue of Liberty in order to try and wipe a city off the map. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and then in the third game, they weaponized special furry paint in order to try to cause literal zombie apocalypse on the planet.
I'm sorry, furry paint?
Yeah, I don't like
that. Yeah, the whole thing was that
I
he was
don't like
trying
that
to
phrase.
turn the sea creatures back into mammals.
The explanation to help me understand why the verse is viable is that it's basically like any other elemental specialist in fiction. Like, Katara using water doesn't mean like she's just splashing people, like she's using it to attack people. Like, the Inklings and other Splatoon characters just use ink and paint to do their attacks, which would be just like any other elemental attack.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess the big thing here, because like I'd imagine Team Rocket takes stats, but like the question then would be like, I think that what's the name of the other guys again? I don't know. The Splatoon people, they can like
deep cut.
Deep cut. Like they could serve like. They can regenerate from like getting splatted. So I guess the question here would be like whether Team Rocket's stats can just like they can brute force the way through, or like will deep cuts revives just like keep them in the fight long enough to wear them down.
To be fair, a lot of like their Pokemon stuff, like canonically, like the big one for James, I'm imagining, is Among Us, which canonically in the anime, which thank you, Dark Lord.
God damn it, Dark Lord.
Dark Lord W.
Ding 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 ding.
Anyway, as I was saying, Among Us has used both Stun Spore and Spore, so I'm imagining you could argue some in-cap with those moves.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what's going on with their fingers?
They just kind of like that. Like, certain Octolings and Inklings will use they can change what color ink they produce, so sometimes they'll focus it on their the tips of their fingers and toes, just to give them a bit more visual appeal. It's just an aesthetic thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
If you were in Vibe...
I'm manipulating my biology for a fashion statement.
If you weren't vibing with this one, maybe you'll vibe with this one.
Yeah. Another Team Rocket.
Now this is a classic.
Yeah, this is
I
one
mean-
I suggested, although I will say that I like this and Team Rocket versus Deep Cut equally. Like, they're, like, neck and neck for me.
I think with like Team Rocket versus Deep Cut, one last thing I'll make before we like get to this Dragon Ball one is like, I feel like Team Rocket would probably just make like a. They'll just like be like, you know, I think this is the first time we've ever been attacked by paint before, like or whatever, right? Or ink. I mean, sorry, ink. What?
Yeah.
Like this is crazy. But yeah,
It'd be funny if like they shoot paint at like the Team Rocket mech and like you can't see a logo anymore, and they're just like, man, our branding's gonna tank. Who's gonna? They're not gonna know who we are
How
anymore.
is anyone gonna know that
Exactly.
we're the ones doing this?
yeah.
On,
That's the-
those
that's the
porks
fun
just
part.
ruined our branding deal!
Wait, hold on. Maybe that's a funny premise to start that fight, actually.
Oh yeah, Team Rocket's like walking over, like, oh, we're gonna get Pikachu this time. Don't worry. And then Deep Cut just like does a little trolling, and then Team Rocket just decides to kill them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like, it would be... This and the one we're doing next would just be such a good time, just because, like, they're both very villainous teams, but they're also very comedic, so, like, either episode has ton comedic potential.
We haven't even talked about this one yet.
I know.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We're still on deep. We're still back on
Dang
Deep
it.
Cut though.
I'm sorry, little matchup. We'll talk about you now.
Alright,
What's-
Pilaf Gain, it's your time to shine.
I love this matchup so much. You have no idea. I would love for either this to happen or we make this, or I don't know. But this matchup makes me very happy. Also, this thumbnail is bogus for using old Pilaf on the front and then the younger versions of the other two. Don't know why they did that.
It was
Or is
the
that-
only one I could find.
Then you could.
It looks like it's
made
using the
one.
old version of Mai and the dog.
Not like the kid version. Those aren't the GT ones like they're using for Pilaf, I don't think.
Oh, all right.
I'm pretty sure they're just
Yeah.
using the adult versions from Super before they got turned back into children.
Here's my question. Because this is like a really cool mech fight. They both got mechs as well as their cartoon shenanigans. How many mechs do they get outside of like just OG Dragon Ball? Like, do they get like cool mechs in the video games? Because I feel like there's just like a quality and quantity issue here. Because I think like Jesse and James and Meowth's arsenal just kind of blows the Pilaf gang out of the water.
I didn't know the games had specific mechs for them. I always thought they just used different variants of the mechs they already have in their canon.
Yeah, I think they mostly just use different variants, so, like,
Okay.
while Team Rocket has, like, a bunch of ones that they use, like, these guys just kind of, like, have very versatile ones, so yeah, you know, it really is, like, a quality over quantity type thing with this matchup.
But Team Rocket has both quality and quantity is the problem.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It
Yeah.
is. Like,
well-
definitely the appeal of this matchup is, like, the comedic potential, not necessarily just because of, like, you know, the strong connections.
You'd have to pick
Uh,
like one mech from that Team Rocket's use and like only use that one.
Or at least, you know, like...
Batman
as far
versus
as the
Iron Man
animation
2? Just get-
Although, I have the perfect premise for, like, how these two even end up in a fight to begin with. Because, like, you know, obviously the Pilaf Gain are going after Dragon Balls, but in Pokemon, there's also this very rare item that rarely, you know, gets any attention after Gen 2 called the GS Ball. And, you know...
Oh yeah, I remember that plot line that went nowhere.
Yeah, it was supposed to have Celebi, but then they had the movie, so they dropped it in the anime, but it would be so great if, you know, they both find the GS Ball. They, you know, Pilaf Gang thinks it's a Dragon Ball, but Team Rocket's after it because they think it's like a rare Pokemon in it. And no matter who wins, they just find out it's an empty regular Pokeball.
Oh,
Like, oh, we killed those guys for nothing.
Sorry,
Yeah.
You mentioned the GS ball, and it just reminded me that when Team 4-Star did their thing with Ash versus Cell, they also had a Pokemon Abridged episode where they had captured Cell in the GS ball, and they put it in, and they're just like, well, hopefully we'll see that again, and then...
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that.
If we
Anyway.
were to do a Pilaf gang matchup, can we include the Techiri 55, the hover shift that Pilaf used when he was working with Buggy from One Piece in Cross Epoch?
cross
What?
Epoch.
But
Oh,
is
are
that
you
the
talking
fucking
about
Luffy,
the?
Goku, and Toriko crossover?
No, I'm talking about a different crossover they had with
Oh, okay,
One Piece.
I didn't know they had more than one. That's interesting.
I'm just saying, if we would do this, I'd want to like delve into everything Pilaf has done across the franchise and give them as much to work with as possible.
I feel like you'd have
almost
to.
Yeah, just to keep up with Team Rocket and like their years upon materials to draw from, especially with like their additional Pokemon, backing them up.
Yeah,
I think with this matchup, right? Like another way, I guess it could end because like the Dragon Balls are like a major like aspect of the Pilaf gang. It's kind of like why they kind of. I think it's mostly why they. I mean, I'm not too Dragon Ball like savvy into the lore, but like I imagine if let's say the Team Rocket wins, right? Let's say it was just a fight over like the Dragon Balls, and when they do get the Dragon Balls, like we get a wish sequence, right? And like Meowth just fucks up their wish. Like it's just like he just like wishes for like something like cat food or something like minuscule. Like, oh my god, what did you do? We gotta find this again.
What happens if they summon Shenron, like we give them the Dragon Balls as part of their arsenal, and Jess and James just think it's a Pokemon? They release their Pokemon, attack it, go, and they just start like their Pokemon just start jumping Shenron.
They catch
Like
Shenron
in ways,
with a
huh?
Pokeball.
You have the most intense scene where they look up at Shenron and Jesse's just like, "That's not Pikachu," and they just walk away.
No, they should capture Shenron. Can you capture Shenron with a Pokeball? That's how the fight should end.
I'm gonna say no because it explicitly stated that Pokeballs can't capture anything that's not a Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's why in the beginning of Red versus Tai, he hits Agumon with the Pokeball and it just kind of bounces off and nothing happens.
Yeah. The weird thing about Pokemon and Pokeballs is that apparently the Pokeball doesn't like shrink the Pokemon. Apparently, and this was like lore that they dropped in Legends Arceus. Apparently, Pokemon can just change their sizes at will, and the Pokeball just.
If we
makes
start
it-
trying to figure out the changes Arceus made to the cosmology, we'll be here all day.
Yeah, let's move on.
I was
So what
trying to
is,
explain
like,
the one thing,
is
but
the
alright.
Yes,
Gigantamax
let's move
thing
on.
like not something exclusive to
Okay,
Galar? It's
I
just, like,
tried to look
something
into this
that, like,
matchup to
you can
figure
just
out what
walk
was
in and
going on.
you
But
know,
what are you
I think
waffling
I'll run
about,
in the
Dark
matchup.
Lore?
Darko was waffling again.
I was rambling like, what is Gigantamax something not exclusive to Galar? Can just a Pikachu lock in? and,
Okay,
like,
so we said we'll move on, and Dark Lore was like, actually, I want to talk some more.
The second time, actually.
My mind goes to a lot of places. Okay,
So
why-
Wily versus Ganondorf.
Yeah.
I tried to look into this matchup to figure out what was going on, and from what I could tell, this matchup exists for two reasons.
Okay.
One, it's because it's Eggman's first opponent versus Bowser's first opponent on Death Battle.
Okay.
B, because some people think it's debatable.
Wait.
And then C, so another reason that someone said it exists is because they both used to be good guys, but then they were, because of society, they became bad guys, which is like
That's
not
Ganon at
how
all.
Ganondorf's backstory works.
You
can argue that he was like
demise, right? Like he was specifically
You could argue
made as
like
fuck
maybe
you.
Ganondorf was made bad by society in that he was raised by evil witches and was a monarch. But that's
it's
like
the
not
literal-
the thematics we're working with when it comes to Wily.
Yeah.
I mean, Ganondorf is literally the incarnation of Demise himself. Like, there is no way he wasn't going to not be evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's. Yeah.
This just feels like Bowsegg at home, to be honest.
Is there
Even if
actually
this
a debate
was,
here?
Yeah.
I think there's a debate if you like ignore the cosmology stuff that's been introduced recently. Like if you think like if you only go by like the feats of like moving around moons, then it's debatable. But it's like nowadays, no. But here's
I
the
think
thing:
there's option like was it D though for why this matchup exists? I can like
if you limit Ganondorf enough to make it debatable, then it's debatable.
like everyone look at the thumbnail real quick. So here's option D of why this matchup exists. It's very obvious. Okay, looking at these two characters, analyzing like what makes them so similar. Like look at their noses though; they're like big and long. Look at that; they got pointy noses, man.
Is
Like,
that the kind of...
No,
Yeah,
a new
that's
connection.
option.
New connection. Look at those hairlines. Look
That's
at those
who-
hairlines.
Yo, Ganon's
Wait,
kind of
wait,
crazy
wait, I
though.
think
I'm
they're
not
onto
gonna lie.
something.
Ganon's crazy. He's got that.
I'm not
jersey
gonna
on,
lie.
like,
I think
yeah.
Ganon's making it work. I think Ganondorf's pulling it off.
Wait, guys. They also have cleft chins.
Whoa.
If I could make my
Whoa.
eyebrows reach my hair, I think I would.
How did I not notice that before? That looks so goofy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's cool. Like he somehow makes it look cool.
Look, the
It's the
more
confidence.
you look at this Ganondorf drawing, the worse it gets. It's just like the more things you see.
Wait, is his headband chain under his eyebrows that are connected to his head?
Yes.
How
Oh my
is that
God.
even possible?
I think that might just be like his chain is like against his face, and so like it's like being pressed against the hair, but the hair obscures the chain.
Huh.
This is unimportant.
Anyways,
Eyebrows
moving
and hair are
on.
connected.
Okay, this
Let me
entire
go back to
discussion
saying
has
why the
just,
matchup is
devolved
bad
into
real quick.
us making fun of how
Oh my
Ganondorf
God.
and Wily looks.
Even if this matchup was like thematic, I think a big issue is just like the arsenal clash, because let's say stats are the same and it's good thematics. Tech versus magic is a cool theme, but it doesn't really work here because Wily has no tech that like plays off of Ganondorf's magic in an interesting way. It's just kind of like Ganondorf hacks him 10 ways to Sunday and Wily can't do anything about it.
I guess the only yeah, you're pretty much right. Like, there's not much Wily can do. I guess maybe he can dox Ganondorf, but
He can dox him.
Yeah, most of his
Ganondorf
attacks, like,
doxes
Robo
himself.
and,
He has a
applies only to
giant
machines.
castle filled with evil energy. He's not trying to hide.
All right, we're moving
I don't
on.
know.
I don't want to sit here and shit talk someone's
Yeah, that we're
matchup,
moving
so-
on.
The Reds
We're
and the
not moving
Blues
on. We're
versus the
gonna stay
two
here.
Fort Mercs.
Yeah, this one's pretty. Honestly, it's very self-explanatory. Like, I guess the basic gist is like, come on, it's both teams of like red versus blue, the series, a pointless war between Reds and Blues, and you got Team Fortress, another pointless war between Reds and Blues. You can obviously make pretty easy, I guess, similarities between groups, especially between, let's say, like Soldier and Sarge, right? These matchups are kind of like that, except just like, more connections, I suppose, with their entire teams. This one's just a general fun one. I think, I don't know. I feel like it's very self-explanatory. This one's pretty
Yeah,
off.
the banter and jokes that would be thrown around this matchup would be like peak.
Yeah.
Like, this would have to be like the funniest episode of the entire series if we were to make it.
This
I
would
think-
be such a hard battle to write with so many characters, though.
I
Oh,
think this fight could be cool, but you would have to be okay with each character getting like a joke each. Like, did I have y'all see those Overwatch versus TF2 animations that came
Yeah.
out that were like, it was basically like they put the Overwatch characters in a TF2 map, and it's just kind of like a bunch of jokes. Like, here's how these characters would interact in a funny way, and they moved on, and that we saw each character for like 10, 15 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you would have to do here. It's like the red versus blue cast are in like a TF2 map, and it's just like, let's just see whatever jokes we can make for 3 minutes and like try to give at least everyone one joke. And that's
Yeah.
like, you have to be okay with this being like a mostly comedic fight. And in terms of like badass action, it's like, that's not going to be the main focus.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can vibe with that and stuff. And I think a premise that I remember, like, was that Darrow did a track for this, like, literally just called Red vs. Blue. Pretty based. But, like, I remember...
Which is what he would do.
Yeah, like, the premise, like, I think someone brought up in the comment section, which I think should be just how the matchup should go, is, like, you've got, of course, the Reds and Blues, right, from the Rooster Teeth series, right? You've got, like, let's say Mercs, right, but they're not all red, right? You got red and blue Mercs, right, on the field. And basically, they're all, like, I guess kind of... How can I put this? This is gonna sound confusing. The Reds and Blues they're trying to fight each other at the same time as the Red and Blue Mercs are trying to fight each other, and they keep getting mixed in each other's fights to the point where like the Team Fortress Mercs, they're like, bro, like this is fucking annoying. We got to get rid of these guys. And like the Reds and Blues from the Halo whatever series, they think the same thing, and so that's when they kind of band together for a second so they can fight each other. And after the battle's over, whoever wins, I don't know. Then let's say the the Reds and Blues, right? They win, right? And they're about to go back to fighting, and they're like, actually, we're kind of too tired. Let's just walk away or something like that, right? Maybe. I do like that kind of premise, at least, that they're already fighting on the field, right?
I've forgotten. Are respawns canon in TF2?
They are not canon, no. This
Okay.
is not Emesis Blue. It's like it's
I heard
Good
that.
remember.
I heard that sentence that respawns aren't canon. I swear to God, I just heard the Scotsman pipe outside my fucking house right now.
Nemesis Blue, though. Let's get that on the show at some point, though, because that's great.
The Scotsman
Yeah,
heard
that's a
that
good
and he
one.
just
That's
like
right.
Give me a
awoken.
chance to
Woke.
talk about it, and I will.
Yeah.
I think-
Oh yeah, you first, Dan.
I think this and Soldier versus Sarge are both kind of equally valid in my eyes. This would be what you do if you want like a very comedic fight, and Sarge versus Soldier is what you do if you would want like a much more cohesive, action-packed, traditional death battle. And this
The
would be like
only-
a very unique comedy episode.
The only thing I would personally want from this kind of idea is just ubercharged heavy storming through the reds and blues. That's basically all I would want.
That would be great.
How many
Yeah.
people
Oh
here
yeah,
play
the Reds and
TF2?
Blues have just.
I want to see
formed
Spy
a-
pick up someone's armor and they just like collapse.
Never played it.
I played TF2 consistently a while ago. I just kind of fell off it as I became busy.
Fair. I think one thing of this matchup though, like another thing to talk about. So I'm gonna talk. Okay, the debatability. Okay, now I'm not touching TF2 past. Listen, I'm gonna leave that there. But I'm just gonna talk
Yeah, no.
about like at least the general abilities, like at least what I think of the fight. Where like, I mean, I've watched Red versus Blue. It has been a bit, to be fair, but I've watched a good bit of it, at least like 3 seasons, and of course know a lot about the Mercs themselves. At least to me, it looks like I feel like the Mercs, they have better teamwork and a lot of hacksy shit that like would just basically not only does it keep them in the fight like Ubercharged canteens or just medic Ubercharging, but like they have like a lot of like hacksy one shot like abilities per se, right?
Snipers,
like-
piss jar, hacks, go.
Yeah, true. Like or like I think someone brought up like I forgot one of the Reds and Blues isn't he just like a robot? Like is that
Yeah.
Lopez?
Oh
Lopez.
yeah,
Like,
yes,
we're
yeah,
we're
he
like
like only
snipers.
speaks Spanish as well.
I do
yeah.
wonder for the Lopez thing. He's a robot. I wonder if the spy zapper can affect him.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. Like the spy zapper could affect him, like maybe.
Shut him
right?
down, like.
That would be
Yeah.
hilarious.
And like I think
Oh wait, maybe his spy does that, and then he thinks, the rest of them must be robots, and then he tries it again, and then he just like fucking dies.
Yeah.
I mean, they do
definitely
have
don't-
robotic armor.
I definitely don't think that's something Spy would do, though.
yeah, true. Like
that's even
Spy-
a little bit out of character, Dark Law.
It
Alright,
would be funny though. Okay, it would
Their
be
armor
funny.
is like electronic, right? Like, wouldn't the sapper just like turn off their armor?
Arguably.
I honestly with like
Is Spy
I
the
think
MVP in this fight?
I think actually I think Medic might just be he's gonna keep reviving people. He's a
He's
real
gonna keep
problem.
people up. Yeah, it's kind of him and Spy doing a lot of the kind of. But like the thing with Spy is that more like 99% of the members of like Red. The only one in Red vs Blue who is like consistently probably going to figure out Spy's whole shtick is Doc. And he's not the most like, he's not really the fighter.
Like I think for Spy, like in terms of like people like countering him, I guess it could be a Doc, but you can make it a comedic scene where like, let's say I don't know, Spy like walks up to it's like I forgot that it's like Team Fabulous or like basically Spy let's say walks up to Doc and he's disguised as one of the Reds and Blues, right? Let's say Sarge or something like, hey, let's go back to the base, partner, and then just like Doc just all he sees is a Spy wearing a paper mask. He's like, are you serious? He just shoots him. But on the other hand, this is something I saw presented in the comments section because I really like this matchup. Like the comment section of the Red vs Blue track, where someone's like, "Well, another big counter towards like Spy disguising as one of them is just Caboose." They'd be like, "Damn, like we have like someone's disguised as one of us. We don't know who it is. Caboose, I got an idea. Like let's just Caboose, just shoot this sniper anywhere." Like, shoot it anywhere. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, no, I'm not. The person disguised, he's like, I'm not sure about it. And he shoots it, and like, Caboose, like, basically the joke is Caboose has a way of actually harming his teammates, right? And in this time, like, he'd actually be harming Spy. That's disguised as one of their teammates. That's how they know who's the fake is, right? That's one of the jokes. Something like that.
Cool. Yeah, so this is cool.
Yeah.
Can one of the TF2 people steal one of the Red versus Blue outfit helmets as a hat?
That would definitely be Sarge who does that.
Oh my gosh,
No, not
yeah.
Soldier. Soldier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Soldier would.
Now, this is
definitely
just a
steal
peak
one of these,
matchup.
Like, A new hat.
Ooh.
Peak cinema.
How
This
many
is
people
just
have
like
played these?
goated with the sauce. This is phenomenal.
Yeah,
How many people have
it's
actually
pretty good.
played these?
I have played
I have
Hi-Fi
not
Rush.
played them.
I've only played No Straight Roads, but
I will probably play No Stray Roads 2 when it comes out.
You should
Yeah,
play the first
admittedly-
one.
I mean, No Straight Roads is a great game, but admittedly, it is held together on duct tape and hopes and dreams.
What you mean?
Bro, that I've had that game crash on me multiple times trying to get through the Yi-Nu boss.
I've never had that issue before. I never even had lag spikes before. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I tried it on the Switch version.
No
it
Stray Roads is
probably
carried
a buggy
completely
port.
on vibes, like every single rock band.
Zoro's over
I
here
think-
saying he thought the Yandere dev made this shit.
I think there
I did
is
not
a
say
non-zero.
that. I did not
All right,
say
let's
that.
not be rash.
I think there's a non-zero chance that both of these games could get sequels that come out kind of similar times. Which, even outside of our show, that could just mean like it becomes very likely for an actual death battle.
Yeah, I think
Like this.
I think
Yeah,
this would be
like-
fucking awesome. I
Even
think it's
now,
almost
it's a
certain.
contender for battle.
One of the things I really like about this matchup is the musical aspects of it. Like, imagine the track wise, it could sound like a really crazy given. Well, I mean, they're both musically in tune characters. You know, like I think it'd sound. pretty
Hi-Fi
good.
Rush reawakened my appreciation for music.
I feel bad
Nice.
for the animator who has to animate Chai on beat for the entire fight, though. That's gonna
Oh,
suck.
Oh yeah,
Well-
that's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about No Straight Roads, though, is that you can play it on beat, and it does help. But the game just as much encourages you to play off the beat and just be a nuisance as rock musicians do. So we could easily have it to where, I's just trying to like keep it on the beat, but May and Zuke is just disrupting it, so it'd give our animators a little bit of a reprieve, and so it's not like something they have to do the entire time. So
Yeah,
we could
and
have
maybe
right
in
around
maybe in like the finale, Chai could just say like, "Oh, screw it," and then just like completely goes off beat, and then he just starts like rushing
yeah.
May and Zuke. Mayday and Zuke,
Now,
yeah.
this is a team-themed montage, so how do we think 808 and Zuke would play into the fight?
They would be there and they would help.
Yeah.
So the way
Great
No Straight
commentary.
the way No Straight Roads works is you can play it single player, you can play it multiplayer, depending on who you're playing as. Like Mayday does a lot of more like she can turn different objects into guns and create like turrets and stuff like that. And Zuke does a lot more like defense and buff and like shields and stuff like that, right? And he fights with two little drumsticks. So the main thing is like setting up your arena essentially, and then after your arena setup, go in for heavy hits after the smaller guys are taken care of. Chai's whole thing, as you probably know, 808 can summon the different parts of his crew to his place for a certain amount of time. So you would just be seeing the other three helpers, who I am blanking on their names right now, but you would see the other three helpers show up through 808 and then disappear after a second, whether you would just do that as their tag team attacks or what. The gameplay restrictions, you can only have one teammate at a time, but we see multiple times throughout the game that 808 can just teleport them all at once, so they could just rush them. But at the same time, Mayday and Zuke were, when they fought Yi-Nu, I think that's her name. They went into a computer system, fought the AI that was Yi-Nu, and then came out the other side of the computer system where the people who are animating and voicing and writing were, and just kind of were like, dude, stop this shit. So it's very possible Mayday and Zuke could go through 808 and come out the other side where the other three people are, take them out, come back, and beat Chai's ass when he's up on his own.
I like they say
Well,
take them out, like they didn't just jump into a base full of like super well combative characters that would just like jump them if they showed up to their base.
Well, of course they would jump them, but the difference is Chai is the main fighter. He's like the main guy that would be able to contend with them. Without Chai, they're a little more limited.
That is a hilarious interaction though. Like we gotta get to like the source of his power, and they jump through 808 just to like show up to the hideout and just get like mogged.
The only one
You
I
just
could
got
see,
you just got everyone like eating dinner or just like playing video games, and then they just look over at the people at like Mayday and Zuke, and then just throw them out.
That feels like such like a regular show scenario, man. Like what the?
No, we don't even show them. It just like it just has everyone turn to look at them, and then immediately just cut to them getting thrown out.
We see like a tornado threw them out there that Corsica summoned.
Corsica, that's her name. That's the red hair girl, right?
Yeah.
I think another thing I've seen about this matchup. I remember I saw like there's like two. I think this matchup got pitched twice.
Yeah, it did get two pitches we know of.
Yeah,
In
like
fact,
I saw like one of them at least, and they had like so. Do they have like I forgot? I think it was God dang it! Why am I blanking on the names again? I think it's Mayday. No. What's the person named to the left again? The
Chai.
Yeah, Chai. Chai, like basically is a little cat robot, right? Like they have fail scenarios. It's like, is this like Henry Stickmin in a sense, where like you could showcase like different fails, like let's retry it, right? Maybe.
No, because Henry Stickmins are canon.
Oh, okay.
Whereas those are not. Also, I think I stole this thumbnail from the guy that did the animated pitch, because I'm pretty sure that's his animated characters in the middle where the Death Bell logo is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
very on art style. That he did very good job.
Yeah.
It's even more. He's a homie. We talked to him. He's cool. Check him out.
He's on the thing.
Yeah.
This matchup sucks.
Ooh.
I hate it.
All right, so
it should never happen.
Worst matchup of all time.
It's your cue,
I love this
Saul.
matchup.
I was waiting for everyone to be done before they wanted to say. Okay.
All right, so I'll go do an autism.
The big one for me. If you know me, you know how much. But these are the Sentinels from Marvel Comics. You might know them from Days of Future Past. And the Daleks from Doctor Who. The general idea of this is that they're unstoppable mechanical armies within their verses who just kind of hunt and destroy whatever they can, made by these genius scientists who want to make sure their race survives until, you know, they kind of become so powerful that they supersede their creator. They are the most interesting thing about this matchup to me is that they're allegories for, you know, real world issues. You know, the Sentinels are supposed to be obviously these kind of racist allegories, and then Daleks are quite blatantly fascists. Yeah, this matchup is amazing. There's so much you can do on so many different ends. Just a base Sentinel fighting a base Dalek is insane. So the Sentinels obviously have fought a wide variety of not only X-Men, but kind of Marvel characters all over, to the point where they have all these different adaptations and all these different abilities. Like, they can adapt to more like adamantium claws and Iceman's ice, but they can adapt to even more esoteric stuff like Scarlet Witch's hex magic. one in like an earlier comic, like very early on, they capture Scarlet Witch, and her and Quicksilver are leaving, and the base they've like been freed. And the Sentinels like, we've already adapted to your sister's magic and your speed. Like, you can't deal with me. As for like, because this is an army battle and that's the whole theme of today, the Sentinels have a couple of people to talk over. Perhaps the most notable one is Nimrod, who is a time traveler, who is fucking insane in not only powers. Like, just to give you a little bit of what Nimrod can do, his heat beam is compared to be as powerful as Ultron. Like, like Tony Stark analyzes it, and he's like, "Wow, this is as condensed as Ultron's heat beams." And it's like, "Oh, okay." He can like regenerate from anything. You have Master Mold, who kind of ends up as the leader of the Sentinels for a while. He's got like weapons that are capable of blowing up cities, etc., etc. You've got kind of lesser members as well, like the Bloodhounds, who are these like cyborg versions of the Sentinels. I think they're the Bloodhounds. There's so many. There's like nano Sentinels which get into your body, and like in one of the comics, this guy manages to use the nano Sentinels to fix Professor X. Like, he's able to walk and stuff. And when it gets figured out that he's evil, he just snaps Professor X's spine again.
Jesus. That's fucked up.
But obviously, if you know me again, the Sentinels are not my bread and butter. It's the fucking Daleks. The Daleks are some of the most insane and powerful creatures in Versus. It is crazy. Mutant Carlides, who are inherently psychic beings, who are controlling these, I guess, dustbin suits. There are so many different versions of Daleks throughout canon of Doctor Who. You have like Berserker Daleks who absorb metal around them and regenerate from scraps. Special weapon Daleks who are made to like blast Time Lords apart. For notable members, you have Davros, who is again the leader and the creator of the Daleks, but is included in this matchup because he gets pulled into so many Dalek schemes. He is in like a life support chair, and he basically just has force lightning. His whole thing is that he can fire lightning out of his like mechanical eyeball. There's multiple different Dalek Emperors you can bring into the battle. There's like the original classic white Dalek Emperor, who's this big like bulb globe thing, or the one that I would use, the Time War one. The Dalek Time Strategist, who is incredibly powerful, who looks at all the timelines. Daleks are just insane. Like, going into their abilities and their equipment is such fun. Like, one of the casual things that Daleks did is that they were hunting down the super weapon that the Time Lords were going to get their hands on. And to prevent it from happening, they de-aged the entire solar system. They just, like, flipped a switch. The whole solar system started to reverse in age. And then one of their Dalek ships pressed a button to, like, build like infinite versions of itself to make a giant wall so nothing could escape because it existed in every single point of time. Insane. Fight dynamic for this is awesome. You just have the Daleks, all of their weapons, all of their tech going against all the Sentinels and all of their adaptation. You have like the Daleks are able to like burn the planet with neutron fire, set off these large scale bombs which wipe people out. For the like cyborgs, they can plant chips in the cyborg's head and start controlling them. It's an arms race between kind of like the Sentinels adapt so much before they die to the, to the Daleks. So it's very interesting debate-wise as well. Especially because like Daleks, one of the earliest Dalek conflicts is against something known as the Mechanoids, who are like a robotic species as well.
Daleks are like the biggest threat, right?
Yeah,
like
they are the
universe.
top.
Yeah,
they are the cause of the Time War, which is the big universal destroying event.
That's the thing that Doctor had to create that bubble for, like that.
Yeah. He had to move Gallifrey because Gallifrey was about to be destroyed.
Yeah. Doctor Who's so fucking good, dude.
It is.
So
it's so cool.
I saw the episode.
Something I kind of want to see in this fight is like it would kind of be like a fight that's taking place in the city, but like in the background you could see like different mutants and even the Doctor like evacuating civilians. Like it's never like it's never pointed out, but like if you're looking in the background, you could just like see the Doctor picking up people and taking them into the TARDIS to get out of there. Like I think that'd be cool to like have in the background and such.
Yeah, I've always envisioned this as kind of the Daleks invading the 616 Marvel universe and the Sentinels, because like the Sentinels, certain Sentinels are supposed to be like the Earth's defenders, right? They are supposed to protect humanity, even though it depends Sentinel to Sentinel and who's controlling them. But that's like their original intention, right? So they get activated, and this is where the all-out war happens. They just have so many ways to make this fight creative, and like so many specific counters. Like Nimrod's entire thing is that he's a time traveler, right? He comes back from the future to ensure Sentinel victory. Daleks can place time shields around entire planets to prevent TARDISes from getting in, so they could like lock down the Sentinels on like the specific planet they want for as long as they want.
This matchup, I've seen a couple of Dalek matchups that were kind of all right. I think this is the best Dalek matchup by a decent margin. I think the thematics, the hate they spew, is on point and great. The fight potential, their weapons, their time travel. Like, you can't have, like, a time war all that often in fights that's, like, actually interesting. Usually time travel just cancels each other out. But the fact you have, like, a nuanced time war discussion is fascinating. The story you could tell with this is cool about like humanity defending itself with hate. The interactions between like the way the Daleks and Sentinels would have like beef with each other is just everything this matchup does, it does right. I love this.
The one issue that like the major issue that the Sentinels kind of have in this matchup is that they have nothing to prevent someone going back in the past and killing their creator, while not only does the Dalek planet Starro have a 5-dimensional time lock placed around it, the Time Lords basically, they went back in time to try and mess with the evolution and the origin of the Daleks like multiple times, and in every single version of reality, it's literally stated in the novel, every single possibility, the Daleks have always existed.
Jeez. You know, with this matchup, right, like, with the fight setup, like, at least in my head, I kind of have a similar thing where, like, how I envisioned it, like, when you guys explained this to me, it was like, well, like, the fight would take place in a city, but I make sure to post the images in, like, the VC, like, text chat, right?
Yeah.
But basically, imagine this takes place just in the future, where it's, like, Days of Future Past, right? Like that Marvel Capcom 3 map. But, like, what you see in the background, right, the first thing we see, instead of it just being, like, X-Men, what if it's just different doctors? Like, it's, like, apprehended, slain, like, missing, or whatever. One's just, like, clear, like, maybe it's the current doctor that's like, oh, there's nothing on him because they haven't got him yet, right? And then, like, the Daleks come like, hey, like, we're here to conquer this planet or something like that. Like, this whole fight's taking place in the future where everything's kind of like the Sentinels rule, essentially. They took out the X-Men. They took out, like, let's say some of the doctors, even apprehended some of them, and they're looking for the others, right? I don't know. I kind of like that, the future retro kind of thing going on there. I'm not sure about y'all.
There's a lot of directions you could take this. That's kind of what makes it exciting. Is that like you could
there's basically like there's basically infinite potential that can happen with this matchup, and just like it's just like you can think, can this happen? And then it basically can't happen. It's just got infinite potential.
All right.
Yeah, I think I've talked about everything I want to with this.
We're gonna move on. I added this out of not wanting to see it as a death battle, but just generally because what we're doing is I'm not constricting it to like it has to be a fight to the death. It could be like the race competition for other things. So I was curious, first of all, how many people have played Celeste in here, and secondly, how you could approach this in a respectful way to Madeline, and I think the unofficial name for her is Madeline.
I have played Celeste.
I think her official name's Madeline.
I've seen a playthrough of it.
Yeah, I know a lot about the themes, but I have not played the game yet. I want to, though.
It's so good.
Yeah, like
me and Saul are the only ones.
So outside of a general crossover, is it actually just like, does it actually just not work as a fight?
It doesn't really work as a fight, no.
So,
Madeline
isn't
doesn't
really
fight. She climbs the mountain.
Yeah,
so Madeline has fought, right? Specifically in a crossover to some, I can't remember the name of it right now. I knew this before, but to some app game where she uses a bow and arrow, right?
Doesn't Madeline have like lasers or something?
They do, yeah. But it's complicated to say either would the app game be applicable, first of all, and second of all, is it respectful to put a game like Celeste in a death battle, right? Because the game's not about combat. It's about like this girl with crippling self-identity, anxiety, slight depression at points.
Yeah.
It's like that's the whole core of the game, is trying to do something for herself to feel good about herself, right?
So the new question would be, what kind of crossover would we want to make this then?
You would just have them going to like whatever top of their respective mountain, probably just going through the enemies.
Yeah,
I mean, if like Madeline is being included in here, then like it would have to be Celeste Mountain, because Madeline can't really like manifest anywhere aside from Celeste Mountain.
Yeah,
like thematic.
Either way, that would be fine. I think having it be on Celeste Mountain is fine. I think having it be a race to the top is fine, and have it be based around their skills as climbers and the different things they can do, and even the enemies that both of them have come up against that impede their paths. Like, that could also be entertaining.
Yeah.
I think setting wise, this is like primo. It makes perfect sense. But my thing is like thematically, if you were to want to like tell a story with Madeline and Madeline, I don't think Ice Climbers play off of that like at all.
No, not really.
I'm pretty sure the Ice Climbers don't even really have characters. Like they are just like a set of mechanics behind some pixels. So it's like this would be like a really fun like. It would be like visually neat to see the characters do things, but I don't know if like you could do any like particularly cool character moments.
I think hold on, for Ice Climbers characters, I mean, man, this is actually gonna sound pretty bad, but like, I mean, technically they do have characters in like the Super Smash Bros. Like Brawl story.
You can't see me. I'm doing like the you can't see me. I'm doing like the timeout. I'm doing like the timeout with my hat.
Yep, that's the only thing they have, really.
Red card off the field.
Yeah, off the field. Like, it's sad.
Like, this is this thing where it's like, this character pairing, like, makes sense, but, like, my only thing is, like, what's... The only appeal I can imagine is if you just want to talk about Ice Climbers and Celeste, and it's like, well, I guess here's how you talk about them. Because I don't think either of them have any other crossovers. But as, like, a matchup that stands on its own merits, I don't know if it, like... has anything beyond. I think both these games / franchises are cool, and I want to talk about them.
Yeah, like
which isn't inherently a bad thing, to be fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
But like, I would.
Oh, you go first, Saul.
I would say I would want something a lot more story driven for Celeste, because Celeste is like, not only is it one of my favorite games of all time, it's a very personal, important story to me. So I would want them to be paired with someone who can like reflect that personal like importantness. Maybe just in general. I don't think the type of story that the Ice Climbers tell would be like the style of analysis that I would personally want to write for Celeste. You know?
Yeah, like the analysis would be like going into Madeline and Madeline. It's like you're giving some epic story about a woman climbing a mountain, all to prove to herself that she can do it while confronting her emotions, and then it's just like. They climb a mountain, like for Ice Climbers, you just talk about that. They climbed the mountain and fought some polar bears.
I think this cast just might make me replay Celeste. It's like been a while now. It's been like a year. I just had to replay it.
Before I move on, I gotta ask you, Saul. Did you get all the strawberries, or did you just do?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
oh, come on.
We're in the same boat.
I didn't play the game, and yet even I know you can't do that. Get back to the mines.
I will. I just did my first playthrough, and I was like, oh yeah, whoa. Okay, I can actually talk about this one as well.
I can talk about this one as well.
Man,
these renders go... Can we just talk about how the renders are, like, shockingly how well they go together? Like, this looks like they're part of the same picture.
I researched Hook for the cast that we did, so I know. I can actually probably pull up that document. Hang on. You go on, Darkglow.
We don't have to go through the whole debate. We got to speed up a little bit.
For this,
so it's gonna be a let's watch the DBM cast real quick.
Hook. It would be like including both the Kremlins and the Neverland Pirates. That's right, Jake and the Neverland Pirates stole Hook's entire flow, like beat for beat, part for part. But yeah, so it would basically be a fight between two pirates captains and their entire crew. And it basically go through like everything that both of them do have, because like both do get like insane amount of stuff. Like Hook, he has like stuff like Tinkerbell's pixie dust, which is powerful enough to fly to stars and even repower all the Disney magic after Peter Pan's shadow destroyed it one time. He's also got stuff like the ability to change his size. He's got a golden hook that like is the Midas touch. Like he touches you, you turn to gold. And he's even got a crown that controls all crocodiles. Like
that feels important.
Yeah, that sounds really important.
Yeah, like you could you can have really like this matchup could be really cool, and it also can play into Hook's fear of like crocodiles, because like you can have the start of the fight be Hook be terrified of K. Rool trying to run away, and stuff like that, while you see both use a more simpler moveset. However, the longer the fight goes on, the more and more Hook gets like less scared of K. Rool until it's like the finale where he's just like, no, I'm not gonna let this fear of crocodiles haunt me any longer. Lock the fuck in, and then just like start fighting K. Rool with like everything he's got. Like, wait, does anyone care if I spoil the new Donkey Kong game real quick?
Actually, yeah.
I know
would.
the spoilers.
I would actually care. Please don't say it.
Damn it. Okay, I was gonna say something really cool that can happen, but like I can't. No.
Yeah, I would just. I would
King
just
K.
hold off on
Rool
that.
got a new weapon that lets him control all humans, so now they're balanced out in that factor.
And the very end of the game,
yes,
he
now
becomes
it's-
scared of all humans. It's so thematic.
Okay,
Oh my gosh, the parallels.
but like,
So-
yeah, I think Hook wins, which like even if you don't use Kingdom Hearts stuff, I still think he wins. But like, I think a really cool finale could be like Hook using his crown of crocodiles in order to like make K. Rool bow to him before Hook uses his gold hook to turn K. Rool to gold, and then it's just K. Rool just forced to bow there as he slowly gets turned to gold as Hook's just like laughing maniacally.
Oh, that would go. That is a really cool ending.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say a take that perhaps y'all can call me out on if I'm alone on this hill. I think this matchup makes a lot of sense, but the thing that holds it back for me is that do people really care all that much about Captain Hook? Like, in the grand scheme of all, like, Disney villains, who's out there being like, oh, Captain Hook, that's my favorite. That's the one that I remember fondly.
I
A
love
lot
Hook.
of people like
I
Captain Hook.
love Hook.
He's like
I
one
can-
of the
I can go either
most
way.
recognizable Disney villains. He was made back in the 50s, and yet he's still getting brought back for new shit.
I love Hook. Hang on.
That looks pretty cool.
I do understand what he means though, because when you look at like what people really like want when in terms of Disney villains, granted that doesn't matter to me at all. Like, who gives a fuck, right? But you'll see Maleficent, you'll see Jafar. Hook has this matchup, and I can't think of any others I've actually seen off the top of my head. Like,
The
I
only
think,
Sounds
time I
the
thought
Queen
about
of Hearts
Hook-
from Alice in Wonderland, but like that sucks.
The only time I've thought about Captain Hook in the last, like, 5 years is when people talk about this matchup.
Okay, like fair, but even then, like I think this matchup's really cool because like Hook genuinely has a lot of media to pull from. Like he has like a septillion's FTL feat from like a Connect game.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Wait,
After
I have
that-
a question about Captain Hook.
Yeah.
So
There's
like,
only.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll go after.
Well, like, wasn't there a thing about like Captain Hook and like Peter Pan, like their whole stories is like supposed to be like a metaphor for Captain Hook or something like that?
Yeah, basically everything going on with Hook is like kind of trying to drive home the themes of like adults who never want to grow up and they're always chasing their youth. Because like Peter Pan, like Captain Hook is always chasing after Peter Pan, who is the eternally young child, representing Captain Hook's youth that he doesn't have anymore. So now he's constantly chasing it around. And he's afraid of TikTok Croc, which is a representation of like time passing by. He's not afraid of a crocodile, he's afraid of the ticking clock. The reminder that he's getting older and he will die eventually. Like, that's kind of the main thing going on with Hook.
That
So-
is kind of thematic with his character, with K. Rool's characterization a little bit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
and K. Rool is also here.
Like,
The only thing about this matchup, and just kind of relating it back, is like, this is a really great matchup, but as far as like going with the theme of like team matchups, I see this better as like a 1v1 than bringing in their crew. I want to.
Yeah, I don't think the team aspect is really needed.
Yeah,
here.
I suggested
Yeah.
this matchup because like I kind of pushed it a bit by saying it's like K. Rool and the Kremlins versus Hulk and like his pirate crew. Like they'd be in the background, but like I think it'd more so be like the fight would focus on Hook and K-Rool fighting, and you see like the Kremlins and the Neverland Pirates fighting in the background.
So why are we talking about it then? Disqualify it. Get
Because
out
I
of
wanted
here.
to talk
Yeah,
about
it's gone.
Move on.
Here's a team matchup with K-Rool. What do you mean, go, Pep?
Hate on me all you want. I gotta talk about the matchup, and you can't take that away from me anymore. It's in the past already.
Well, mine's an actual team matchup, so just nah.
All right, Zoro, say your piece.
Yeah.
All right.
And maybe talk
So,
about King K-Rool because we didn't in the last one at all.
Yep. So King K-Rool versus King Dedede. I think as far as like, you know, if we want to use K-Rool in like a team match setting, I think this is kind of like a better take for it because, you know, they both have different enemy varieties. Obviously, K-Rool has his Kremlings and, you know, some of the other earlier Donkey Kong Country baddies, while King Dedede has like all the Waddle Dees, the Waddle Doos, you know, and all their different varieties with like the parasols and the little, you know, tools they got. You could even bring in some of the monsters that King Dedede buys from MNE from the anime if you wanted to, like, you know, bring those in. But I just like the idea of like these two kind of gluttonous Nintendo kings just kind of going at it. You know, it basically would. I think it works pretty well.
I actually really like this idea.
Thank you. Joel.
I think this is one of the. In terms of just looking for a DDD matchup, this is one of the ones that just like really clicks for me.
Yeah,
I think it might just be because I like both characters a lot, but it's like I think this works very well for me. Which is actually kind of the size difference is actually really funny because DDD is smaller than you would think, and K-Rool is like bigger than you would think. So the question is, would we have them accurate and have DDD come up to like K-Rool's knee, or are we gonna have like, are we just gonna equalize size for the animation?
I equalize it for the animation just because that's what they do in Smash Bros. And they're kind of comparable. So like, I wouldn't want it to be like that jarring, just because, you know, you want both characters to kind of like be at their peak, and like it really just be jarring just to see small DDD going against giant Croc-Man.
I don't know, that'd be kind of funny though, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but also I think DDD does have like a few things to make him taller if we want to go that angle. Like, I know in some of like the more smaller spin-off 3DS titles, he gets like the DDD Destroyer Z, which is like a mech. And I think in one of them where he's in Kirby has like his final fight, he actually does have like a giant form, so we could make it work. Plus, like, I also like how both of them just kind of have like a variety of different kind of like identities. I mean, okay, DDD only has like the one of like Mass DDD, but like we could also play into that with like, you know, K-Rool had like the boxing persona, and then like the mad scientist, and then Captain K-Rool, you know, the one from Donkey Kong Country 2. And of course, K-Rool has like his different tools that he uses, like the blunderbuss and the jetpack and whatnot. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of cool ways you can do with this, especially with like some of the more relevant stuff that, you know, we don't want to go into at the moment.
Can I make fun of someone in the chat real quick?
Sure.
Add a good ending to MM. How are you gonna tell us that this matchup isn't great because it doesn't go into DD's character, and then suggest DDD versus the Ice King?
Oh no.
What's the? That seems like a bit of a double standard there.
I think the idea is that DDD is not actually a villain, whereas K-Rool is a villain. I think that's like the main thing.
I think that would be like really cool. Like you could do something kind of similar to Bowser versus Eggman, where the fact that like DDD's actually like a homie with his groupies is like gives him an advantage over K-Rool being just like an asshole boss.
Yeah, and just
I think also playing up to like K-Rool's cruelty and EDD's like genuinely being a pretty decent guy. I think that
in a weird way you could portray this as like a heroes versus villains matchup, but this does make a lot of sense. I do like Zoro. You sold me.
Yeah. Plus, just I want to point this out just to address that claim specifically. King ED's first appearance is that he wants to take all the food in Dreamland and eat it for himself. K-Rool's first appearance, he wants to take all the bananas from DK Island so that he can eat them all themselves. Like, How is that not playing into some of their characters? And of course,
That
both of them have evolved,
is
but, like,
perfect.
but at the core, they're both known for eating and being royalty, and just, I don't know. Even if DDD is more of like an anti-hero these days, like it still works very well.
I'm gonna
Had a good ending to MM. Did you finish watching Adventure Time?
Moving on from that, I'm gonna move on, but I do want to say I've been laughing at it silently this whole time. But he had Zoro said when describing shit, Donkey Kong Country baddies, and my first thing went to Candy Kong, and I don't know if that says more about me or the matchup.
It says more about you.
Yeah, I'm
It says a lot
That's
about
more
you.
So
to be honest.
there's only one person in the thumbnail, but it's the 5 Kids Next Door versus the 5 Teen Titans.
Sector V.
Yeah, Sector V.
Okay, I can kind of talk about this one because I did research Sector V for that blog. I don't get it. I don't get it as a team fight. I don't get it dynamically. I don't get how obviously K&D stuff isn't grounded. I don't get how their technology can play off of people like Raven, when you're included everyone.
They
Raven,
do be children.
BFR them? Like, I just realized that. She could just BFR them, I guess.
I get it thematically, I guess, and I get kind of the parallels between a lot of them. Like, I can get the parallels between like number 3 and Starfire, and but like, I don't think this is that good. I think actually it would probably be better as a 1v1, because even then I don't know if Robin can play off of a lot of the KND like mechs and stuff, and like when you involve stuff like the moon base that the KND characters have. Yeah, I just don't think this is a really good matchup.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it'd be kind of cool to see like the Teen Titans like cyborg car and like spaceship go against the Kids Next Door vehicles, maybe.
Yeah.
What if?
Because like every Teen Titans has like a vehicle from like that one racing episode they did, don't they?
No, but it's like one. It's one racing episode. This is literally all of the K&D episodes have like this sort of machine thing that they use,
Yeah, the 2x4 technology.
I just realized something. I think a cool aspect of this matchup, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I'm slightly starting to get it a little bit more. Like, Robin's similar to like number 1. You've got, what was it? I don't have all of them memorized, but basically, the interaction I can imagine happening in the fight is like, let's say that the Teen Titans, like, they're like temporarily downed, right, by like one of the mechs or crazy things that like the Kids Next Door popped out, like just popped out of the battlefield, right? And then right now, it is just Robin is the only one standing, at least right now, while his team's trying to recover, right? And then like not just like it's like, what are you gonna do now? Like maybe one of the Kids Next Door operatives make like a witty thing, like something about like, I don't know, Robin getting fried by one of their like mechs or whatever, something like that. And Robin says, "We're just gonna have to find out." And he does like little hand wave, like "Come get me," right? And then Nigel's like, "Hey, Kids Next Door, take him down." And Robin proceeds to literally fend off the entire Kids Next Door. Like he just starts like whooping them. Like just go.
That would be like a cool moment to show that like they need the vehicles to keep up. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But even then, the K&D characters are absolutely shit stomping.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah.
I see a cool way to start the fight, because like the KND actually do fight against teenagers a bit.
Yeah,
they're kind of like antagonists in that series, so it'd be an easy way to be like, teenagers, Kids Next Door, battle stations. But like other than that, like I kind of am leaning more towards like this being like a solo between number 1 and Robin.
Yeah.
I think that would work better than getting the teams involved.
And even then, I think that like at least number 1 has like way better matchups that you can do.
Yeah, I just don't think this is that good as a matchup.
I see the vision though. I see the vision.
I get it thematically, just dynamically.
Why is his head shaped like that?
That's
number 1.
Most of the characters have oval heads. I don't know why.
Kind of looks like Stewie.
Looks like fucking Stewie Griffin.
Don't be an asshole, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god, my childhood.
Is the
okay?
thumbnail logo like to the right?
It
Yeah,
might
I'm
be.
pretty sure you're right.
It's not
Oh
centered.
gosh, that's gonna
Cole,
bug me this
That's
entire
how lopsided this matchup is, man. The TNT stomp, bro. God damn. They moved the thumbnail. Like,
Go.
Cole's not even on screen.
Stomped so
Wait,
hard.
wait,
Cole-
they can't
Cole
stop
got
it.
Mike
They can't stop it.
Wazowski.
Their Legos, their feet will hurt.
you're true.
Um,
Can we talk about the disrespect to Cole real quick?
I mean, this is
Not even
more-
use thumbnail
This
anymore.
is-
Fucking
Wazowski.
erased like a
Okay,
solid
sure.
photo.
I don't know anything about Ninjago. Help me.
I
I
can
know a
tell
lot
you. I
about
can tell you. I
Ninjago.
can tell you that the ninja stomp.
No, please let me talk about Ninjago. That shit was my childhood. I watched that shit so much.
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, the Ninja and Ninjago are 4 different, just like random guys out in the world. However, Sensei Wu saw potential in all of them and gathered them up in order to become the ninja and use the golden weapons in order to channel the elements, specific elements, in order to like fight evil and such. However, that was only like the first season. Second season, all the golden weapons got stolen by Garmadon and turned into the ultimate weapon. And now they had to kind of like adapt to fighting without the weapons. And then you just got like every season like just brings a new shakeup to like the status quo. And you're just seeing like everyone adapt to like new powers that they just never use again. Like once when they have a power and they learn it and master it, they just never use it again. But yeah, so I really like Ninjago. It was like I watched so much of it as a child, and I fucking cried tears of absolute rage when Lloyd was picked to be the Green Ninja and not Kai. Like,
That's real.
I am curious if this like. I'm assuming this just uses the 2012 versions of the TMNT.
The version I've seen
like-
is that they composite the turtles to give them.
Well, okay, go to the next map. We are not compositing the turtles.
yeah, you composite the turtles. for
Composite
this.
composite the turtle. You mean dog shit?
So here's
Okay,
the
you can use
thing. Here's the
specifically
thing
2012,
with
okay?
compositing the
Just make this
turtles
my
is
childhood
that I think
matchup.
the idea for this matchup is that the ninjas change their main weapon like every season. So the idea is like in order to make it fair, you would give like let's say you're doing Jay versus Mikey. You would give Jay all of his like equipment he's had throughout the years, even stuff that like has been destroyed or no longer exists.
Yeah.
Which would also mean like in order to like make it fair, you would also give Mikey everything that any version of Mikey has had. So you'd have like the various like if Mikey's ever used a vehicle, you'd use that to play off of like Jay's vehicles.
Comping TMNT characters will never be the worst decision made humanly possible. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not a big fan
That's-
of stopping them either. Though,
I have
to
no
be
idea
fair.
what's like
I mean-
TNT.
That's the only way to make the matchup feel like not lopsided in terms of dynamic, isn't it?
It's hot. Comping TMNT characters is like the worst decision ever. You pick to one version and you stick with it.
What version of TMNT has like the most like various weapons and vehicles and forms and stuff?
2003 was the
03.
Dragon Forms.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yeah,
like that's one
like
thing.
One thing, yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
they,
I think
they
in
have like
03 they
some
also have
weapons
like
and stuff.
cyber suits that they can use to like
Yeah,
invade
yeah,
technology.
They have like they have a lot of different weapons and stuff
I
compared
would say
to
like
And the Rise ones have like the magic powers they use, so that could help beat them.
I would say
But-
just from what I've seen, like the Rise TMNT feel like they match dynamically the best because they can do so much with their like abilities.
Yeah.
They also
So like
have like the same attitude as like the season 1 like Ninjago squad, just because they take it more like a casual like hobby, like not too serious thing. Like I haven't seen later Ninjago, so I don't know how much that holds in the later seasons, but
Oh yeah, no, this is like the only thing for them like in later seasons. Like in season 8 they're like fucking My Hero Academia heroes where like everyone just like absolutely loves them and they're like doing like Make-A-Wish kid suggestions and such. Like
oh dang.
Yeah.
Comp TMNT. Like,
okay, so we get it. We're comping TMNT and you don't like it. Get over it.
We aren't doing anything, to be fair.
This okay, whatever.
Ooh.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Which version of the TMNT does this one
Jump
use?
scared, bro. Zol just got jump scared. I like this one. This is one of the matches. This is suggested. Like I don't really think we should comp TMT. I don't even think that's necessary at all for this one. This one's pretty straightforward. Like more down to earth, not like some super forms where they turn to dragon. Let's just chill, okay? Like we can find some middle ground here, all right?
So which version of TMNT would you use?
Use 2012. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
2012. That's my favorite iteration of TMNT.
2012 feels like it fits pretty well with the Bat family.
Yeah.
Which is the ones that actually canonically crossed over with Batman? Is that a specific one, or are those like original?
That's their own versions.
No,
Okay.
it's just kind of like the general idea of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess this is cool.
It would be 4-on-4, right? You wouldn't be adding like female Robin.
Yeah.
It would just be
No.
okay.
Female Robin.
Yeah, you just use like Dick, Jason, Tim, and Damien.
I'm not really pining for this one. Not gonna lie. I feel like I feel like Jason and Dick have better solo options. And I'm not really dying for Tim and Damien, I'm not gonna lie, as much as I like Damien and tolerate Tim.
You don't like Red
I kind of
Robin,
like Damien versus.
I will say the TMNT do have like a lot of like team specific attacks that like makes doing them as a team in one matchup make sense. Do the Robins ever have any like we're working together so we can do like this cool combo things?
No,
they don't
really
have that.
Team-ups. No.
If anything, they kind of have like only those moments like as like maybe duos, but not as a full team. Like so, basically teamwork can easily go to the Turtles. I think maybe might be all obvious, but like let's say like matchup wise, like I can imagine Leonardo fighting Nightwing, you Red Hood fighting Raphael, Donnie fighting Tim Drake, and like Michelangelo fighting Damien, and he's like, whoa, this kid's bloodthirsty or something. But like I think so like a player that's gonna be a real big problem on the field. I mean, Nightwing, in my opinion. I mean, I've seen like at least a new like thing of where like Nightwing's essentially just Batman but better, right? And it's like, well, if I'm thinking about that crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where they got like soloed by Batman, I'm like, well, damn, like they might get soloed by Nightwing, like maybe.
No. Not really.
I don't know.
We wouldn't grant like crossover scaling.
Of course not. I was just like inferring, like I don't know, like
equal stats. Let's go.
I don't think Batman beating 4 versions of the TMNT who would literally have nothing outside of that film means anything. And like, sure, Nightwing has like he's been Batman, but he's not done a lot as Batman.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry to say, but I'm gonna have to leave early. It's been really fun though. Yeah, I'll see you guys around.
Bye.
Just nice time, man.
I think
and chat, don't forget to watch Kamen Rider.
Of course.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that like a lot of the like I like different options for like Nightwing and Jason.
Plus, I don't know. If Robins have never really teamed up like this before. It just seems weird to like force them into a team for this matchup.
It just feels like forcing them together for the sake of like, oh guys, look at it, it's a 4-on-4.
Haven't?
No.
I think that the idea is kind of cool on its face. Like I think like having the 4 Robins and at once does feel cool to me. I do like it when they work as a team, even though it doesn't happen much in canon, which might be why I like it. Because it doesn't happen all that much.
I forgot when the 4 of them did get together. It's when they all got killed by the Batman who laughs. Oh, peak, thank you.
Peak. It's peak.
I think this would be. I think like this is a matchup that like I look at it and I do think it's cool. I am struggling to come up with like aspects about it that are cool, but it's just something that like vibes immediately to me. I do like the idea of like the four Robins fighting together in a team fight against the TMNT. Like that's just kind of like I don't know what else to say. It's cool.
Moving on.
It's just a cool matchup.
Just so you know, I'm probably gonna split this into 2 parts because I'm trying to get done by 6. So we're gonna do a few more, and then I'll probably save the other half because we haven't even hit the halfway point yet.
My God.
Why don't we just do them all now?
Because
I think we should just do them all now.
Yeah, just do them all now.
It's rapid fire.
Oh, you
Yeah.
want to
Rapid fire.
I don't know if we should rapid fire them, but like we should just do them all now.
Well, I have things I need to do. That's why. And I don't want to rapid fire them because people actually want to hear us. That's why.
Well, you get off stream and let us keep talking.
Yeah.
How would that fucking work?
How?
Send me the PowerPoint. Anyway, yeah, so I guess this one is a me matchup. The Entity from Dead by Daylight versus the Foundation from SCP. I think this idea is really, really cool. I think, like, thematically, this series pairing is very natural. I really like the idea of, like, the Entity goes after, like, universes that are, like, dark and chaotic, so, like, going after the SCP verse makes a lot of sense. And this is, like, the Foundation is all about figuring out, understanding anomalies, tracking them down, gauging them up, and containing them. So, like, this would be, like, a very natural conflict as, like, the Entity is, like, kidnapping SCP anomalies and SCP characters to put them into, like, the trials. The Foundation's trying to figure out what's going on. And then we have, like, all the killers and the interesting interactions that could happen there. We could have, like, the Singularity taking over, like, SCP AI tech. We could have the Dredge experimenting on SCP anomalies. Huntress is just a character that canonically just like solo squads of soldiers, so we could have like the Huntress taking on like an MTF unit. Vecna is all about like researching lore, so I think like it'd be interesting if like Vecna, like while this whole fight is going on, he kind of like goes off to the side and starts like investigating all the different mythos and aspects of the SCP universe. That's really cool. You can have like really cool fights with all the anomalies SCP has access to. You could have like them showing people a picture of 096. You could have send Able in their general direction to fight people. I think
I think it's funny the debate comes down to can Vecna solo the SCP station? that's it. That's literally it. Can Vecna solo SCP?
I think that this matchup would be horrible for us to do. I think that the research and the money and the everything would be awful about it. But I think like if I ever get like a year of free time, I'd love to make a blog on this. I think like this is just like this idea. I love the idea so very much because it's just so perfect.
I was gonna say I've looked into Vecna a little bit, just because we're gonna be covering him at some point, and I looked at the bottom, and I was like, well, they're fucked. Vecna's fucking ridiculous.
He is.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
Is Dead by is that Dead by Daylight? Is that what that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
he's Dead by
would you
Daylight.
give them every like crossover thing they've ever had in Dead by Daylight?
So there's
certain ones.
Oh God.
So
we
there's
have
a
to
very
talk about
good-
Springtrap.
So there's a very good blog that came out, the Entity versus Flumpty, that kind of goes over the validity of the crossover scaling. And basically, because of how like crossover works, there's no real good reason to give any of the characters in Dead by Daylight their canonical scaling because it's never addressed to be canon by those original franchises. With one exception being Sadako in the Ring franchise, which is confirmed to be canon, which would mean that the Entity does get ring scaling, which is very, very good scaling.
Okay.
So this is like... Vecna is still the MVP because in the Dead by Daylight lore, the Entity is stronger than Sadako. and Vecna is stronger than the entity. So Vecna would still be the MVP, and you'd have a bunch of D&D magic. But now instead of canonical D&D scaling, he would be getting some significant level of upscaling over the Ringverse.
That's like some Toy Story shit right there. Because Toy Story is apparently canon to Kingdom Hearts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I love this matchup.
I think with this matchup, right, with the entity and the Foundation, there's gotta be. I think there's a little bit of humor to the fight where it's like, well, I can imagine the scenario. Let's say Dr. Shaw, okay, and like Clef, right? Like basically, Clef puts an amulet on like one of the like, let's say employees or whatever. Maybe the survivors at Dead by Daylight, and it just turns into Dr. Shaw. He's like, yo, like Shaw, what happened to you? He's like, bro, it was crazy. Like, I got killed in my dreams by Freddy Krueger. Like, it's like, yeah, man. Like, I think I saw Michael Myers over there. Like,
I think Clef is pretty like genre savvy and knows a bunch of franchises. And it is a thing in Dead by Daylight where some verses are perceived to be fictional but are actually real. So you could just canonically have Clef be like, is that fucking Freddy Krueger? And it would just be like completely fitting.
like,
this is a cool idea.
Yeah.
I like it. It would be expensive as fuck, but
we're not doing
100%.
this. We would never do this. But I love it anyway.
A lot.
Here, we'll do two more. We'll do two after that. I want Dark Lord there for that one.
Oh. Hey, it's the Soul one again. Hey.
Is that MODOK?
No, so this is the Major from Helsing versus Arnim Zola. If you know anything about the Major, I don't know what YouTube will let me get away with saying.
I don't know anything.
Let's say German soldier.
Yeah, he is a particular. So basically, they are both terrorists and high-ranking members of large certain organizations to do with World War II, Hydra and the Millennium. They do experiments and create fighters through their research. They are geniuses who have these robot bodies. It's an insane army fight. These two particularly aren't very, like, super powerful themselves. I mean, Zola, like, he has, like, his laser pistol, and he has a few devices, and obviously his robot body, where it's the thing of, like, if he dies, his consciousness can just get uploaded into another Zola body. Like, all of his designs are canon in that way. What comes with the Major and Zola are their creations. Basically, while we wouldn't give Zola a Hydra, it should be, good enough to give him his, like, creations, which includes things like Doughboy, who is this living, like, dough-like substance who can wrap people up and crush them. Primus, who is a, like, bruiser, puncher type guy. The Unavengers, who are, like, these fake Avenger people. Zola has, like I said, a bunch of different stuff as well. The Major's army is a lot like they're all like enhanced kind of like I'm just gonna say it, they're all enhanced Nazi soldiers. But
I was wondering if we said that connection already. And I was like, did we skip over the fact that they're both cyborg Nazis? That feels
he
right.
didn't want to say it. He didn't want to say it. He was like, how do I say this without getting demonetized?
It's okay. It's not my show. I'm not getting demonetized.
Oh yeah, it's just me. Yeah, fuck me, I guess.
But I
mean, it's only affecting our paychecks. Who cares?
Yeah. So Millennium has a bunch of different members, that's the organization, right? They're like Nazis, but not Nazis at the same time. Where you have people like the captain, who is this unnamed kind of soldier individual, the professor, who is always by Major's side, who is kind of like a scientist, Rip Van Winkle, who is another one who fights Alucard, and she has a really long gun. Walter, who is like a spy on the inside of Alucard and has like these strings which can cut people apart, and Schrodinger, who is an immortal Nazi cat boy who will always respawn.
Don't forget the Nazi werewolf.
Yeah. There's also that's I think that's just part of Captain as well. There's also like Zorin, who's another, Luke Valentine, who is another level one. Basically, it's just a big Nazi soldier fight. You have the constructs. everything that Zola has made, because he's made like quite a lot, right? He's made like fake X-Men. He has a version of the hero known as Gorgon, who is this blind sword wielding, who has like the Medusa thing, you know, he pulls off his headband and he turns to Stone. I like the idea of this being Millennium again, like Daleks vs. Sentinels invading kind of New York thing and disrupting Zola's plans, because Zola, even though he's like Zola is a part of Hydra, but he's in it for the love of the game rather than the Nazism, you know?
Wow.
Isn't that like a connection with both? Like, isn't the Major also, he doesn't really care about the ideology, he's there for...
Like, the Major more cares about the war aspect of war. They
like the aesthetics of the party, but not the actual vibes.
Yeah, it's like all of the, like, what they get out of being a part of these parties, you know? More than anything. I think it's a really dynamic to where you have Zola kind of making his way through Millennium, because Millennium, the Major specifically, sits on a giant airship, which is really funny, and like Zola has ways of getting up there. Like he has an aim ship. Funny enough, he did mention MODOK, but he has an aim ship, or he has like Go-Go Gadget rocket boots that let him fly. It's just a really fun fight where the armies like battle against each other. I think it's pretty debatable who wins, because genuinely Zola is such a fucking fraud in terms of stats. He's relying entirely on his technology. Like, let me put this in latent terms. The best feats he has is fighting a version of Captain America who had like a virus inside of him who was infected and weakened. But like Zola makes up for it with his technology, like I said, his robot body. But he can release like a zombie virus that changes you down to the molecular level that needed like science and magic to be reversed. He has devices that can freeze you down to the atoms, which he used on Vision to like take him apart. It's just a cool matchup. I think it's really fun. I like the army fight aspect of it. Zola is such a fun, conniving little bastard of a man that I think having him on the show would be really cool, and you can kind of look at both of these characters and like their representations within their respective verses, their obsession with breaking down the main character, the connection for them, because the Major's whole thing is about breaking down Alucard, while Zola loves to try and break down Captain America's ideology by like saying like America's abandoned him and such a lot of the time. He's just awesome. I love Zola. And I love Major. I love Helsing.
I love Helsing too.
It seems like a
solid
one.
It's a really solid one.
It's just, oh my god, whoever has to edit this episode, I'm so sorry. Try and get the swastikas out. It's going to be so hard. Especially when talking about the Major. Getting those swastikas out is going to be fucking difficult.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jobber.
Jobber, you're going to have to censor so many swastikas when it comes to... And also, like, it's funny because, like, he has all this Nazi imagery and stuff. Major isn't even the biggest Nazi in this fight because Zola made a clone body for Hitler.
Oh my god!
What?
So for people who don't know, Hitler is a canonical supervillain in Marvel called the Hate Monger.
I feel like this matchup, if we do it, is gonna get our channel deleted.
Bro, we're fucking gone.
But like
we're killing Nazis.
Considering you could also give me a minute, I need to send you what the design of Hate Monger looks like, because holy shit, they were on some shit design in this motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Oh,
you two,
you can't do that. You can't do. Holy crap!
This is insane.
that makes sense.
Wow. I'm not gonna show that on screen. I'm gonna make that shine.
No.
I think also to those at home, you can just look up Hitmonger's see his design. I think we can get around a lot of that by talking about, you can talk about Hydra and Millennium as their respective little things, you know?
Yeah.
If YouTube has issues with us killing Nazis on screen, then I don't want to be on YouTube.
You heard it here first. Fan battle cast will be deleted tonight.
Damn.
Yep. Archive our videos while you still can, lads.
It's gone. It's gonna be gone.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck. This is what I want.
Wait.
Can anyone comment on this?
I mean, it's
I
Speed
mean,
Racer versus Dick
If you want,
Dastardly.
if you want to wait till Dark Lord's here, because I know he.
He wanted to talk about this, so we'll end on. Oh, this is Dark Lord's matchup. So, okay.
That's also a Dark Lord one.
Oh,
Hey,
on.
Shin!
Hey, wait, that's my thumbnail. That's my thumbnail.
Hold on, Zorro, do this one.
What's
We'll
happening?
end on this one.
That's not Cybermen versus the Borg.
All right. This is a matchup that has quickly climbed up to my top 10. Huntress from K-pop Demon Hunters versus the Dazzlings from My Little Pony Equestria Girls. Obviously, the connections here are both are groups of 3 women who basically rely on singing for their powers, although the Huntress girls are demon hunters and the, Dazzlings are kind of like these sirens that use their music more. And I like this matchup purely for the musical potential. Like, ever since K-pop Demon Hunters dropped, people have been taking their songs and mashing them with the Dazzling songs. And if we ever did this episode, we'd have to, choreograph it with the song. So, they're canonically singing it as they're fighting.
It's diegetic.
Yeah. Diegetic death battle. It would be a lot of work, but I think it would be worth it just because, if we wanted to do a musical themed matchup, I think this is, one of the best choices out there for it.
Tune in a couple days, and we'll actually be doing this one on cast.
really?
Fan battle cast.
I also want to say, for my third matchup, I've literally got a bunch of scans pulled up to talk about it, and we're not going to be able to do it today. I've got everything pulled up for it.
I think
I was locked in for the long one on this one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've literally got everything pulled up to talk about it.
I'm sorry.
Next week, buddy. Next week, buddy.
Yeah. 2 weeks because I work next Thursday. But
Let's do this again tomorrow.
Where Saul loses his mind, and
All just loses marbles.
I want to have a Dark Lord here for certain matchups. That's why I skip certain of them. But this would be us talking about 15 of the 30. So this is a good stopping point. We can finish this. I'll rename this to part 1.
Hear me out.
all right.
Discussing team versus team DB matchups. Nebula NT cast number 5.5 tomorrow, where we finish all this stuff up.
Yeah.
I will actually let I'll ask everyone on the Discord today what their plans are tomorrow, and I'll let you know.
Because I don't want to leave this for a 2-week cliffhanger. I want to talk about these matchups.
I have all my things pulled up to talk about mine.
Okay. I'll talk to everyone tomorrow. We'll figure out what we can do to finish this. I think I could switch some things around to give myself maybe a good 2 hours where I'm free to go through the rest, because I think this roughly took us 2 hours to get through. So I'll let you know.
Let's get back to the actual matchup here before you forget about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the setup actually really writes itself, because the whole thing about the K-pop Demon Hunters is that they're musical artists, but they also use their music to kind of seal away these evil forces. And the Dazzlings are literally using music to corrupt people, much like the antagonist in their own movie, the Saja Boys. So this just writes itself. The Dazzlings are having a concert. They're doing their mind control thing, and the Huntress literally just crash the party in order to fight. And with how equestrian magic works, the Dazzlings have their siren forms that could be used for some astral projections and sound-based attacks, and the Huntresses obviously have their Hamoon weaponry and whatnot. There is a lot you could do, but the musical aspects is really where this matchup shines.
Question.
Yes.
Not really about the matchup. Kind of about one of these franchises. Is K-pop Demon Hunters good? Is it worth watching? I haven't
Oh, it's great.
seen it.
Very
Definitely worth
Please
your
go
time.
support
It's
it.
such a good. Everyone within the sound of my voice. It's 90 minutes. It's great. One of the best animated movie of the year. It was made by the Spider-Verse team. Has amazing animation. I love the character arcs. I love the music. So good.
Oh yeah, it is so worth it. Like they're already talking about greenlighting a sequel. That's a.
What the heck is
What
happening?
did I just hear?
What?
Huh?
What's
Oh,
happening?
another. Fan
Never
cast
seen it.
battle plugging.
I'm plugging. Don't worry about it.
Can I open this and be safe?
Yeah, you can open it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just another thumbnail with the
Oh,
fan
okay.
cast on it.
Shit, why would you ever pull that up on a stream? Oh! Everyone, go cancel Fan Battlecast.
Yeah, they're gone.
It's canceled.
I
It's
have
a-
to ask
done.
because I feel
It's done.
stupid. These look like My Little Pony characters, but they're not My Little Pony characters.
No,
So,
they are.
Equestria Girls is a movie series that is a spin-off of the My Little Pony main series, where Twilight Sparkle enters a magical mirror to the human world, where anyone who goes through the mirror is also turned into a human. So this is the human world of the My Little Pony universe, which also has magic and bad guys.
So
Yeah,
like an
but
alternate dimension type thing.
Yeah, but the Dazzlings are also originate from like the My Little Pony verse. They were sirens that were kind of banished long ago and just so happened to like stumbled in here for the plot to happen.
I like this a lot. I have a lot of thoughts on the matchup. I almost don't want to say any of it because I don't know what's going to be a spoiler, but I have a lot of really fun ideas for this one.
That
Oh,
was me
yeah,
with
yeah.
Chai and 808 versus Mayday and Zuke because I'm debating that one, and I'm like, I don't know if I should say my arguments because he could be watching.
Yeah,
Say your arguments, it doesn't matter what they're walking into.
it'd be a long work to work it out, especially if like coordinating the fight script with the song and making sure everything lines up, and finding voice actresses that could actually sing for it. But like, I think it would be worth it. Like, you'd have to do it for this fight. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not My Little Pony
I'm the
guy,
next one.
but I don't judge. So
Look, I'm not a My Little Pony fan either, but like, even I can recognize that this would be a really hype matchup.
I'm a My Little Pony fan. I love this. You give it to me.
I don't know.
I will say
I have
Not My Little Pony.
I was gonna say,
Inject it into my veins.
I have no opinion one way or the other.
I will say I feel like it could scratch an itch that I was kind of having with that Sympho Gears matchup. I don't know if anyone's seen Sympho Gears, but at least you know the cast that came out. How it's like, okay, there is the possibility if we can have a fully like music themed battle. There's also Chai and 808 versus Mayday and Zuke, but that's a little different.
That does seem to be a common demand. The people want a music fight.
It's really interesting. I think it could be really cool if done right.
Oh yeah, like I've always wanted to see like fighting while singing at the same time. K-pop Demon Hunter scratched that itch, and now I'm just itching for more of it. And this is just a great way just to get more of that. So yes, please sign me up.
And I am going to call it there.
I literally have all my things pulled up to talk
I'm
about.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude.
I literally have multiple wikis open to talk about mine.
I'm
Dang.
sorry. I'll make time tomorrow, okay? I will make time
I know-
tomorrow.
I might
not
I
even-
can do this.
I'm probably not even gonna be here tomorrow until like this time.
Oh, you won't be available until 6 tomorrow?
Actually,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. It's Friday.
Friday's my busy day.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
We'll figure this
Uh,
out off stream. We'll
Figure
figure.
it out.
I won't be able to do after 6 because I'll be with my mom.
Let me talk about my matchup now.
Let's all talk about his
You know
matchup.
what? Yeah, fine. I don't think I
Oh, then you guys
skipped-
could.
I don't
then you
think
guys could do it without
skipped
me. No.
yours. There.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, because I probably won't be here tomorrow, which means Shane will have to carry the Angel side by himself. I'll go through this one very quickly because I may as well. Cybermen versus the Borg. Doctor Who versus Star Trek. Big legacy matchup within both of these fandoms to the point where in the comics these two had a minor team up with each other, where the Cybermen ended up betraying the Borg. If you don't know anything about these two, they are kind of the space species that assimilate individuals into their hive. That's kind of the general gist of it, you know? They have, like, similar phrases, similar tech. They are controlled by a leader. It's just really cool. I think the army fight here is really fun, especially with all the weapons that they have. Cybermen have things like, they're able to, like, one of the main things they have is their wrist blasters, which can, like, stun and kill people. Their hands, which can distribute electrical charges, which can, like, shock even the Doctor and knock him out. Their heads can, like, fire beams that mind control people. Their chests can, like, fire blasts of energy. They have guns. They have, like, large boxes, funny enough. They have handheld weapons. They have modified guns. They have bombs able to destroy planets, which that might screw them over more than you think. Perhaps one of their most interesting feats is that they... one of the things that they're able to do is that they can fly into the sky and explode a portion of themselves to revive a bunch of people into Cybermen. Like, they can cause this rain. Also, Cybermen could fly. Yeah. They can inject diseases into you. Certain ships let them time travel. They can possess individuals. They can... probably their most interesting thing for this debate is that the fact they're able to adapt themselves in a few seconds. So how this works is during Nightmare in Silver, they're having like a standoff, and this guy has a powerful laser weapon. He shoots one of the Cybermen, it gets disintegrated fully, right? Another Cyberman walks in, he shoots that Cyberman, and it does absolutely nothing. That's
Isn't
how
that
the adaptation is.
Borg from?
Isn't that a thing a Borg does too? They also adapt like incredibly fast to stuff.
The Borg are from Star Trek.
Okay.
So, speaking on the Borg a little bit, the Borg's main thing is that, yeah, they can adapt to stuff, but they also have their different types of spaceships. So they have, like, their spaceships kind of just look like cubes. They're like, if you look up a Borg spaceship, they're just cubes. But let me show you let me show you one of their best spaceships. This is the Queen vessel. This is, like, how complicated they can get.
Oh, wow. That's weirdly trippy to look at.
Yeah. But in terms of their powers, they're able to, like, go immortal. Obviously, they both have, like, conversion stuff. Blah, blah. They can teleport. They have barriers, which basically nothing can break through. Nanoprobes to enter your brains. Cutting beams to break through, like, things. Transwarp hubs, so they're also able to time travel. So you can have this go into different parts of the universe. Missiles, they're really interesting. This is one I really want to do a blog on, just because I think the Borg are really interesting to look at, and they're incredibly powerful. Like, I think canonically they've assimilated 10,000 civilization, and they have 50 million of them.
I have some questions, but I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, go on.
Does the Borg, the Cybermen's adaptation, is it just, once they adapt to that, are they adapted to it forever, or do they have to, like... Because I know the Borg, they can adapt to one type of weaponry, but it means, like, they also gain a vulnerability to another type of weaponry, I think. Like, yeah. I think, didn't they adapt to phasers, but that made them weak to, like, regular ballistics or something?
Yeah, I think that was something that happened one time.
Do the Cybermen, like, once they gain defense, they just keep that defense forever, or do they have to, like...
No, it's just something that, as long as they gain the defense, they have it.
Okay.
But, like the Borg really shouldn't be underestimated here. Like, their missile hit the Enterprise and drained it of its shields and its warp drive.
Yeah.
But it doesn't destroy the ship, it just leaves you ready for assimilation, which is like, holy fuck, that is terrifying. Like, they have matter streams, which, like, can let them, like, teleport around. Macrobots, which are, like, nano probes that, like, manipulate stuff from the inside. They are genuinely awesome. I would love to, obviously, if we're going to pick a Doctor Who army fight to go with, I would rather go with the one that I like more. But this one has its own qualities, and I think, in terms of legacy, this is probably the biggest Doctor Who matchup left. I'm not going to lie to you. This is one people have been debating since, like, this is fucking nerd culture right here. This is like, if you've been in any of these, people have argued which one of these would win because they're insane. It kind of, in my opinion, it kind of comes down to, can the Cybermen get around the spaceships and like get into the spaceships and destroy the Borg before the Borg completely overwhelm them? But like the different versions of the Cybermen as well, they have a really funny feat where I need to look into this more, but during the Time War, because they weren't really a part of the Time War, they tried to use VR tech to break in. So, yeah, very strange. This is one I would love to, like, not only the legacy behind it, but it's so interesting from, like, I wonder how their assimilation differs, you know?
Do you think they could assimilate each other?
I think the Cybermen could probably do it to the Borg, because the Borg, as you can see, right, but they have human components left. I don't think the Cybermen could be assimilated in the same way. Can the Cybermen be, like, hacked in similar ways that the Borg, I think, have before? Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But, like, Cybermen are quite literally... The only human part left is, like, the brain and, like, this dead flesh in your, like... the middle part of the Cybermen. Cybermen also have, like, really horrifying weaknesses. Like, one of their weaknesses is you can just hack into their emotional inhibitors and turn them off. So then the humans realize what they've become and what they are, and they're so filled with grief, they just explode.
I remember that from the DVM cast with the Cyber Controller.
Yeah, that happened in Age of... Which is absolutely horrifying. Cybermen are definitely a villain, because, like, they are the second most iconic villain to the Dark. Like, for me, it's top 3, right? I'm not including the Master here, because the Master is his own thing. It's like Daleks, Cybermen, and Weeping Angels. In terms of icon, you know?
I think we should do it.
I was reading the comments. Sorry. I'd be down with it. I kind of want to do the Cyber Controller one before this one, but I think it would be cool to do this one as well. I cannot remember the name of the other guy right now that you had the Cyber Controller against.
The Master?
Yeah, the Master, because that one, I fell in love with that one after the cast, so I'm like, if we're doing Cyber, I want to do that one. But
yeah, I guess the only issue with him is that he's genuinely an E-tier character who only appears in 2 episodes.
It's okay. Demo Man is an A-tier character that appears in 4, so...
I mean, like, E-tier in terms of, like, import, but he's in 1 2-parter. The only issue I'd have with Cyber Controller is analysis would be like, he died, but all of his Cybermen kept on living and did all this cool shit without him.
Hell yeah. That's the kind of analysis I want to write. Anyways, is that the last one you had on the list? Did you talk about your...
Yeah, that was my last one. Okay. Yeah, I talked about...
So I'm gonna end this off because I want to eat some dinner.
all I'm gonna say is Sherm's gonna get like...
Is that what we're stopping the cast for, so you can eat dinner?
And other stuff, but the first thing I'm gonna do is eat dinner.
How dare you feed yourself so that you don't starve to death?
I'm just gonna say
eating stream
because I'm probably not gonna
make it on stream.
Here. Because I'm not going to be here next week, Sherm's going to get a 5-page document of everything I want him to talk about with the Weeping Angels.
Dang.
If we can't figure out how to do it tomorrow, I have Tuesday and Wednesday off next week. We can try to make something work there. I'll try to not make it wait 2 weeks. The rest of the matchups, I'll take the ones we already talked about, take them out of the document. We can talk about the rest of them next time. Just because there's still 14 we have to go through. So, but yeah, I'm going to end it off there. If your matchup wasn't here today, we will talk about it soon.
No, we won't.
Saul might not, but I probably will.
Nope, I don't think I will.
I think you will.
Have a good one, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Yep.